Hello everyone, hope you're doing great. You're welcome to today's video, and today we shall be talking about the drum concrete mixer. And let's try to open the file and see. So this is the drum concrete mixer I recently modeled in Solidworks. It is gonna be driven by a motor, as you see in the drawing here. And this concrete mixer well is about 350 liters, and so this is how it looks. Yes. So in this video I'll be talking about the different aspects included in this concrete mixer, and such are the bearings, the ring gear, and I also talk about the pillow block bearings, the bush type, and a few other basic stuff that I've included in the mixer. I would like to note that this concrete mixer, I had to look through different videos online, and I had to make a bit of research to come up with this design, and yes, I'll tell you where some of the things may not be practical. I'll let you know. So okay, this is our concrete mixer, and first of all, it is gonna be driven by an electric motor, as you see here. This is our electric motor. The electric motor is located in this box. So as you see, the box is hinged here and there, and yes, this will be protecting the motor from any kind of bad weather. So this is our concrete mixer. I'll open these models one by one so that we can have a deeper look into them and also explain. So firstly, let's open the frame. Okay, let's first label the parts. This is our frame. This is our frame here, and I will open. We have a frame. Then we have this. I call it the tilt wheel. It could be having other names somewhere else, but I call it the tilt wheel because this is what you rotate in order to tilt the mixer when you're pouring out the concrete. Then we have and these are the tires. This is obvious. These are the tires. We have two of them. Then we have this front rod here, the pipe. This pipe here is used for lifting in case you're moving it to somewhere else from one position to another. But when you're moving it you're towing it behind a truck, you have to use this hook here. Yes. What else? So we have also the ring gear. Then we have the mixing. These are mixing plates, or some people may call them another name. Yes. And we have a few bearings inside. I'll be talking about them in a short while. Then here we have this for locking. I'll be explaining that later on as well. Okay. Then this is a cover for this tilt gear. So try to hide that. So this is the gear for tilting the concrete mixer. Yeah. Let me see. Basically, this is our concrete mixer. So let me try to open up some of these pieces and the drawings, and we have a clear look into them. And let's see. Okay, I'll try to make this light colored so that we can see it clearly. Let me change it to a lighter color. Yes. So this is our frame. Some people may call it a stand, but it's a frame. Here. Okay. So on the frame we have this part here is like a hook whereby you can connect this to a towing truck, and And in case you want to move the concrete mixer from one place to another, you can actually chain this up to the back hook, and you drag your concrete mixer to another side or another place. Then we also have this. This is the position where I put some of the bearing for the tilt wheel. In this design, I may not have put because when you put the bearings inside here, they have to hold in place. Sometimes they may slip out. So there are a few things you may have to add on this to keep the bearings in place, so they don't move out. Yeah. So that's one of the things you can add. A few details you can add in. Then this is where how the bush bearings will sit, and this is the other side of where the bush bearings will sit. This is where the engine plates will sit, the tires, and so basically this design is the frame design is it's a common one, because I've seen most of the drum mixers, they have a similar frame. So I try not to complicate things. I just try to do the same thing. Yeah, try to do the same thing. Yes. I would like to say that the concrete mixer is quite hard to design, but I tried. And let me see. Let's see other parts. So this is our stand, and that's all for the stand. This is a rod. It's not hollow. It's a rod, a solid rod, and it will be welded onto this. Another plate may be welded here to get a firm grip. Yeah, this is welded here. Welding here as well. Yes, and that's it for the frame. Let's go to another part. I'll save this so that we get the same color there. And another part, let's try to see. Okay, let's open this drum. Okay, so this is our drum, and in the drum we have these mixing plates here, and we also have the ring gear. We have these are them. So my idea here, I've seen other videos, and they were using some other kind of bearings. Some were using the round roller bearings, the ones that the common type. But in this case, we're using car hub bearings. So I'm just recommending that. I just think they'll be. I think they'll be stronger in this case, because the amount of stresses that will be in this will be high. So I just think they will be better for the job. Though when I check the cost of these bearings, they're quite expensive. But for the bearings here, we're using those. We're going to be using 2 of them. Let me give a section view so that you can see the details. Section. Let me section it and we see. Yeah, something of the sort. So as you see, we have 2 of them. They have bearings. I'll put a picture of the hub bearings, and so that you can have them. So we have 2 of them, and the shaft will fit through this, and this bearing, the lower one, will be sitting on a certain plate on the shaft. Then we have the bolts that will be locking the upper bearing, So then we might have a seal here, then the cover, then some bolts. Even here we shall put a rubber seal at the bottom. On this surface we have a rubber seal to keep the grease in. To keep the grease in, we shall use the rubber seal. Yes, and on top we shall also use a rubber seal to keep the grease in, and we tighten everything up. The grease will help prevent water from going into the bearings, so and even the rubber seal as well will do the same job. So this is our drum, and the other thing we have the ring gear. The ring gear is what you see here. So this is one of the parts that made me delay to upload this video, because the ring gear is quite complicated, and even in the making, I don't know how they actually make it, but some of the things I think we can use to make a ring gear is maybe forging melt and use melt some kind of metals, cast iron or something, then you make a mold and you do all this stuff. But I think that's one of the things. Otherwise, some people, some expensive, when people have the expensive machines, they try to use the other kind of machining, CNC and other stuff. But we can use forging also and come up with a ring gear. But yes, this is our ring gear, and it's having these holes for connecting to the drum. It has the holes for connecting to the drum. The way I drew this ring gear, it doesn't actually mesh with the pinion gear, but the teeth can align. You know, the gear teeth can align. Yeah, the mate I made doesn't really mesh with the pinion, but everything is okay. It fits and the teeth can align well. So in the typical case, they will have to rotate together. And when they're meshing, I saw one of the videos that when they're mating the two pinion, and they use circles. There's a circle sketch they have to use, and so that when they are rotating, they rotate at the same pace and the tooth stay aligned. But I never used that kind of method to draw this ring gear. That's why our gear doesn't really align with the pinion teeth. But all is okay. So that's our ring gear. Then yes, basically that's the drum. The plates, they're positioned in that way, and inside we have these the gussets here. They help to maybe help with the stresses or something of the sort. So I tried to use a double layer here. These are two pipes folded together. Just because this inner thing, okay, it makes the whole drum firmer and stronger, you know. So if I use just one single pipe, it will be, I don't think it will be strong enough. I don't think it will be strong enough. So that's why I used two double layers, as I showed you here. You see, we have 2 layers, you know. Then these are screws, bolt screw. So like you can attach the nuts and screw and put in the rubber seal so that everything is tight, you know. Later on, I'll show you how I assembled the bearings and the nuts over here. Some other thing you should note that you see these hub bearings I used. They rest on this. So yes, they're not touching each other. They are just resting in the pipe on this surface here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's try to open another part. Okay, that was our drum. So just try. Let me try to hide this and just do that. And what else? Let me see. So we have that. Let's open this next. The drum holder. So the drum holder is just this. It's just a few pipes welded together plus some bearings. So we have this gear, the tilt gear, tilting gear. Then this is the pinion that connects to the this is the pinion that we use that transfers the motion from the engine or the motor to the drum, and it is locked in place using a key, a washer, and a nut. So that's how we're holding that in place. Then the other thing is that the tilt gear is held in place using 4 bolts, as you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 bolts, and yes, that's how it will be held in place. And this plate here is welded on this, so everything is formed together. I'll give you a section view of this as well, so that we can see the inner details. And let me see. Okay, I think that works. So as you see, this is our section view for this. This is the rod that connects to the bearings in the drum. So the bearings sit on this plate. Yes, and this rod is welded to this. It's welded here. Very good weld, you know. And this rod here is 40 millimeters, I suppose, because that's what I remember, 40 mm. And this is also 40. I think so. Let me see. 40. So what you see here, we have this bearing here. We have bearings here and here. So you can see we have a bearing. We have these bearings that are sitting inside the shaft, inside this pipe, and they're sitting on this plate, on this edge here, as well. Sorry about that. So they transmit motion. As you see here, this is our bolt and nut connection here. Yeah. So this is what we have. So this is our drum holder. Everything is just quite visible, so I really have nothing much to explain, but this is what I did for that. Inside you may put a little bit of grease inside here just to keep these bearings lubricated, and yeah, that's that. I'll remove the section view. So that is our drum holder, and that's our pinion gear, and we have the ring gear as well. And yeah, this connects to the engine. This is the tilt gear, and that's it. Later on I will be showing you how this assembles the bearing. So let's go to the next part. So the next part, let's see. Let's look at the tilt gear. So the tilt gear has a pin. Let me take this off, hide that. So we see that this is the tilt gear, and it has a pinion as well. This is its pinion gear as well. So this is connected to this rod, and yeah, it has a key as well. So the key is not aligned, but it's okay. It's just a demonstration. And we also have a bearing inside here, and another bearing on the other side here. So on the tilt gear we have these holes. So at some point, after mixing your concrete and you are pouring, okay, during mixing, you will need the concrete mixer to retain the position. So what you'll do is that you rotate this, then you lock that. So when you lock it, this won't move. It will remain in that position so that you can do the filling, and yes, as you do the filling, you have to lock this. That's why we have these holes. They are for locking the drum into place. Yeah. So on the other hand, and all this is covered using, so for protection I put this plate to cover up everything. So this plate covers up everything so that we don't have water destroying our components. So it covers the bearing, the bush bearing, and yes. Then the other thing is that let's look at the bush bearings. Let me talk about the bush bearings as well. So the kind of bearings here, this is just a simple model to show you how everything looks like. But basically what we have is like, since these bearings here, they don't really undergo a lot of motion. It's just a swing, you know. It doesn't go through continuous motion. So you don't need to have roller bearings or something of you just have to have a simple bush bearing which will work very well. So we have a bush bearing here that if you have someone who can fabricate, you can easily make this and just weld a few plates together, and you come up with this bearing. You don't have to buy. But you have to be cautious. I think inside here you can use steel bushing or something. A bushing that is better with friction, that won't wear out due to friction over time. So this is one of the points that actually we need replacement after some time. So it will wear out after some time, then you have to replace like that. So yeah, that's our bushed pillow block bearing. Homemade type, so you have to make it. You can make it or you can buy one, but you may come at a cost. So next, let's see. And I think I've talked about most of the things. And let's talk about the motor. So the motor is kept inside this box here. I call it the engine box because normally they have engines, of course, in them. it's most of these are engines, but for simplicity I used a motor in this case because I had designed the motor already. So let's try to increase the lighting here. Okay, that's better. So we have this motor, and the motor is so you realize that the motor has a smaller pulley compared to the pulley connected to the drum or to the concrete mixer. So this helps to double down the speed but increase the torque. Doubles down the speed and the torque increases as well. So the engine box has these holes for ventilation. I tried to make the louvers, but louvers were kind a little bit tiresome to make, so I just put holes. But in real life you can add some louvers. You just have to cut, then you hammer through, then it bends in the shape of a louver. Yes. And so the engine box is when you're working with this machine, you open the engine box, then you raise these supports here. So these supports will come and they will hook into this. In the design it may not be okay. Anyway, they will come and they hook into this, Yes. So that the cover remains in place. So during working, your mixer will be in this shape. It will be in this shape, and all this is just bolted to the frame. So we have this. It's bolted to the frame. This plate, and we also have a motor. It's bolted on this. And everything is just bolted to the frame. So Yeah, and the tires we're using in this case are these are our tires. There are many different kinds of tires, but you can choose and see. But in this case, I think these tires have bearings in them. So the tires come with bearings, and we just have a washer here and a nut that keeps everything in place. Additionally, you can add a split pin to lock the bolt in place, because at some point the bolt may move out, and fall off. So if you have you can drill a hole and you put a split pin and you lock everything in place. Okay, you can do the same on this other tire as well. Yes. So yes, basically this is it. And the part about dimensions, this back. Sorry. So after, so you see how I did that. When you finish working, you have to take down these. They put them back. They will just position themselves down there. Then you cover up the machine. And the other feature I added is that I added the hole here, whereby if you have a padlock, you can actually put a padlock here. On the same thing this other side, you can lock with the padlock here. You can lock the machine up. And so the engine cover has also this part which covers the bearing from rain and all these things. Yes, so the bearings are covered. And what else? Let me see. Okay, let's try. Let me try to explain the operation of this machine. So when you're operating the machine, is that you have your concrete mixer. It's connected to the power. It's running. Of course, now it's running. Then what you'll do is that you have to tilt this wheel. Tilt it to a favorable angle. Okay, let me say that's the angle you want to work with. Then you lock using this. You see, you lock. So this will go into the hole and lock. Okay. Then after, you can fill your concrete mixer. You fill the drum up. Then after, you add everything. Then you leave it rotate. So when you want to pour out the concrete, you just have to move this up. Then rotate. Then you pour out, then you put back, then you lock, then you begin again another phase. So I told you I had to explain the how I locked the bearings, how I assembled the bearings in the drum. So let me do that now before I forget. I'll first of all hide some of these things that they don't come. Oh, if I hide that, okay, let me hide that. Yeah, we don't need that. We just need the drum and let me leave it. If I start hiding, I'll lose track of things I've hidden. So let me put this like this, and let me see if I still have the planes. So let's get a section view. On the front plane, we want a section view using this plane here. Okay, so this has given us a good section view, and we can see now everything. Now you can see everything. So this is our motor. This is the belt that connects to this other pulley here. So from the motor, the motor is a solid. It's just a solid 3D model. So connects to the bigger pulley, transmits motion to the pinion gear. Pinion gear transmits motion to the sorry about that. Transmits motion to the ring gear. This is the pinion, this is the ring gear. Yes. So the drum rotates. And the drum consists of, I never put these rubber seal. You have to put rubber seals here to prevent water from going into the bearings. So, but here we have the, I need to lock something here because I need to, okay, we need to lock something. Yeah, this is the bush. Okay, lock the rotation. Let me see now. It's still moving. Okay, anyway. So what I did here is that in order to hold the bearings in place, we have a washer, then we have a thin nut, then we have a castle nut. The castle nut will also be locked in place using a split pin, you know. So we have 3 of them in here. We have the washer, a thin nut, castle nut. So the castle nut has a split pin. You have to put a split pin in between there. And I think this is, I think these nuts are 20. I need to confirm that. Yeah, M20 nuts. They are 20. So this is it. We have a screw here. This is the nuts. Nuts are just fixing that. So I hope this will be firm enough to hold in place. So as I told you here, that this bearing is seated on this washer or the split, you know. So everything is just held in this format in place. And what else? Let me see. We also have a rubber seal here and a rubber seal on top. Yeah. So we shall be greasing in here. Put our grease. In here we have grease as well. Also here we have grease as well. So we have to put a lot of grease inside there. And yeah, this is a section view of this is our section view. Yeah, this is a section view of the whole machine. Yes. So I think this is all. Let's close the section view. And, yeah. Okay. I think I've explained everything about the machine. These bolts are holding here. I've explained everything. Yeah. I already said that the mixer is 350, about 350 liters. So that's the volume of concrete. About the volume of concrete you can mix with this. 300, 350. Yes. Or 3 cubic meters. Yeah. So let's have a look at the height, length, and width. So the height, just start from here. 1.8. It's about 1.8 meters, about 6 feet. Then the length, it's about 2.2 meters. 2 meters. What else? I think nothing else. So that's our concrete mixer. That's the concrete mixer, and that's the height of the person compared to the mixer. Yes. And yeah. Can put back these colors and shade it dark, and let's see what goes on after that. Okay, now this is our concrete mixer. Please, thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time. This is our concrete mix that we have seen today, and bye bye.